Hello everyone, greetings. It's Mackenzie again, and I'm here to give you another update. A lot of things have happened since the last time I've gotten to speak to you guys, so I'm going to go over everything really quickly and put a little bit of detail into it. I'm sorry if there's not too much detail, but I just wanted to let you guys know what's happening. So we just had a huge Rotary weekend, and it was a lot of fun. It was a 3-day thing. And the first night, it rained all 3 of the nights, which was okay with me because I absolutely love rain. And it's actually raining right now, and it has been raining for the past week. So I'm like in rain heaven over here because I love that type of weather. It rained every single night. So after the party that we have every single night of the weekend, we are all going back to our bedrooms. And I was talking to a Texan. He's actually from Texas, but we're in France together. And I was turned around walking backwards, and there was a potted plant right behind me that I didn't see, obviously, because I was walking backwards, and it hits about right at the back of the knee, which is just perfect for me to walk right back onto it. It was wet, so I accidentally flip back, I sit on it, and then it starts to tilt, so then I just end up lying on my back in the middle of a puddle in the rain, and not to mention, I did have a dress on. So, and everyone was outside because the party had just finished. So everyone's like going outside and like Mackenzie's walking backwards and it was great. Funny, amazing, awesome. It actually didn't hurt because I was laughing so hard at myself. I woke up the next morning and I had bruises all over my back and my legs and my arm right here. It was funny that it didn't hurt that bad. I always put on a little talent show at every single weekend too. And I was going to play guitar, but then I told my chairwoman, she's like, no, you have to tap again because that's amazing and like no one else can tap here. So I was like, okay. So I tapped for the talent show and I had to make up a really quick combination at the weekend before I went because the only other real combination I know I did it the first weekend. So I made up one really fast. And I'm going to include that video in this video. And so you guys can watch it right now. Okay, another really funny story is that in math class we were doing math and he gives you all the problems and then he lets you kind of just like work on them by yourself and then we go over them after at the end of class. And so everyone's sitting and we're doing our math problems and stuff and obviously I'm trying. And I know what we're doing right now in math class, so it makes it super easy, and I'm working on it. And except for the fact that I was doing my math work, and then I'm wondering, like, why am I not getting the right answers? Why am I not getting the right answers on this? And then I realized that I'm incredibly smart, and I had been, like, timesing 30 times 30 and coming up with 90, which it should be 900. So every single like double-digit number that I was multiplying by another double-digit number, I was coming out with double-digit numbers. And I was like, why is this happening? Like, why? Oh my gosh. And the girl next to me the whole entire class was like kind of glancing over at my paper. And I'm sure she was thinking like, what the heck are you doing? Because that's not even close to being right. So Halloween has come and passed now. Halloween was a couple days before the weekend we had with Rotary. So we bought lots of candy for the Halloween trick-or-treaters, and we had it in the kitchen, and I was excited because, like, I've never stayed home for Halloween, and I've always gone out and, like, gone trick-or-treating or done this or had a party or, you know, I've never been at home and getting to hand out the candy to the kids except for the fact that no kids showed up. What we do is we just decide to stick all the candy in Mackenzie's room because they know that even though I don't want it, I'm going to eat it. So I just packed it up, I like rolled it up into like this like plastic bag type thing and I just took it to the weekend so then I didn't eat the whole entire thing because I have no self-control and even if I don't want candy I will eat it. Yeah. So just recently we had this really long break with school and I got to visit with my second family by going to a couple different places to see big cities like Toulouse or going to Carcassonne for the big castles. And so we got to just really travel around, and it was really, really awesome. And Toulouse is one of the biggest cities here in France. It is absolutely amazing. and I loved Toulouse. There's songs written about it, and it's just gorgeous, and we got to walk around the city for more than 6 hours, and it was just really, really fun, and a really good way to get to know my second family. My second family, I have 2 younger siblings. I have a younger brother and a younger sister. I love both of them because they're so funny. They always quiz me. They'll like point at things. They're like, do you know how to say that in French? What about this word? Do you know how to say that in French? Or this? And then when we're at the dinner table, they're like pointing at all the objects, like the fork and the spoon and the cups and this and that. And they're like, how do you order this? Okay, well, how do you order this? And so it's like a really good practice. It's practice for me because I'm constantly having to come up with these words and tell them what things are. And it's just funny. And both of the host parents speak English, so when I need help, they help me out. But also, they're constantly asking, too, like, how do you say this in English? And I'm like, oh, it's this or this or this. And it's funny because I actually have started to forget my English. And I'm like, I don't know. Let me look it up or think about it or just give me a second. So that's great. It's really fun to be with my second family. But I absolutely love my first. And we're actually about to change families soon-ish, like 2-3 weeks-ish. So it's kind of sad. New beginning and ending, it's okay. So one morning, it was a weekend, I woke up and my morning ritual is pour myself a glass of like apple juice, get cereal, go back to my room, eat it, come back out, make coffee, go back to my room, finish the cereal, bring it out, wash the dishes, and then drink my coffee. Well, I just finished that ritual, and then I usually like take a shower. I had just finished that ritual, and my host father was like, hey, do you want to go on a bike ride? A promenade is what he called it. He's like, do you want to go on a bike promenade? And I was like, sure, I'll go on a bike promenade with you. And so I figured this was going to be just like a simple, easy, like, let's go to the supermarket and then come back, which is like 5 minutes away. And that's what I usually do. I just ride my bike for like 5 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, exercise finished. But he wanted to ride. We were on the bikes for 2 hours and maybe more. We went up so many hills, and when we got back, he's like, hey, let's go drive it, and we'll see how long it was. It was 24 to 25 kilometers. I thought I was going to actually die. When we got back, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like sweating and just red, and I was just like, no, I'm not okay. Do I look okay? Because like I was still in my pajamas. Because I thought it was just a simple ride there, simple ride back. So like it's me like on this bike, sweating it out in pajamas, seeing all these people, I'm like waving and like dying on this bike. It was fun now that it's over, but it wasn't my cup of tea. Well, I mean it was a lot of fun, but I mean I wasn't expecting that long of a bike ride. So I would do it again. I would probably be more prepared for something that long, but it was fun. So me and my second host mother have actually started a singing class. And what we do is we warm up by like walking around in circles, and we have to say each other's names so we all know each other's names. And then we do some singing warm-ups. And then at the very end of the class, we start learning songs. And like the last song that we just learned is in English. And she was like, this is a song for Mackenzie. And everyone was like, yay! And I was just like, finally English. Because like there's no English over here, so it was funny. But we learn a bunch of different songs and new songs, and at the very, very end of the class, we're actually going to perform and sing them. I'm not sure how many songs we're going to perform, but it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely the youngest in the class by like 20, 30 years. But the adults are really accepting, and they always are helping me, and they're always talking to me, and it's just, if you get yourself out there and you just throw yourself into things, like you either sink or float. And obviously our first reaction is that you want to float, and so it's helping me really pick up French and learn and just get out of my shell, because I love singing, but I don't know how to take a singing class in French. So she's always talking about how you should sing stronger or sing quieter, use your heart in this one and this, but it's all in French. So it's really interesting, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and so that will continue for the whole entire year, and at the very end of the year we have our concert. So that's going to be super fun. I'm super excited to get to share that with my second host mother, because it's cool, and we get to know each other even more through that. And we have lost the like embarrassment stage where like you have to be embarrassed about things in front of them. So like we're really close, and I really love it. So okay, so that's my fourth, fifth update. I'm not sure. But I love you guys. I'll keep you updated soon. And stay safe. Lots of love. Bye. But it rained every single knee itches. Halloween was a couple days right before the weekend that we had with Rotary. And I'll actually put either a link. So what we do, I was gonna play guitar because I kind of made this mix of like, but then I woke up the next morning and I had bruises all over my arms and my backs and stuff. And